In this video, I have slippery fingers. But more importantly, I get to the bottom of this issue. That is what complete failure of the clutch release bearing, also known as the throw-up bearing, sounds like. I'm going to stop playing with that pedal now and get to work. I'm going to get as far as removing the transfer case in this video, so please check out the other parts to this project that I will link to in the description below. So let's get started with removing the shift knob. And I'm removing the shift boot here, not something that's really necessary, but I find it easier to get the center console out if I remove the shift boot first. And then the shift knob for the transfer case. And then the center console, really easy, everything just clips together. And now the inner shift boot. I put some electrical tape on the end of my pry bars just so I don't gouge anything up. And finally the shifter. So that's the easy part out of the way, so now the fun begins. Underneath the Jeep, I'm going to start with removing the skid plate. I'm going to drain my transfer case and transmission fluid because my Jeep is due for a fluid change, but it's not necessary to drain the fluids to remove the transfer case and transmission. The drain plug and the fill plug torque is 15 to 25 foot-pounds, but I'll worry about that when it's time to refill the transfer case with fluid. Next, let's get the drive shafts out of the way. Before I forget, I'm going to make a reference mark here on the drive shaft and the pinion flange to make sure I reinstall the drive shaft in the same position it was in. Also note the orientation of the drive shaft. You can mark which end is the axle end and which end is the transfer case end. Chances are the drive shaft isn't just going to fall out of the flange. Luckily, there's holes on the back of the pinion flange you can use to tap out the drive shaft. Now I'm just going to hang it up above the pinion flange while I work on the other end. The flange on the transfer case side has small dimples that you can use to tap in a small pick to separate the drive shaft from the flange. And now onto the front drive shaft. This one's in there pretty good, so let's try plan B. It's a bit of a tight spot, so getting a little bit creative, as you can see. I'm just going to remove the hardware that holds the Y pipe in place. I won't completely remove it just yet because it's going to be a lot easier once the cross member's out. I'm going to use a floor jack underneath the transfer case to support the transfer case and transmission while I remove the cross member. And to keep everything organized, and so I remember what bolt came from where, I just like to reinstall the bolts where they came from, just to make things easier on the install. Now that I have the cross member out of the way, I'm going to finish removing the Y pipe. Removing this exhaust hanger is going to make life a lot easier to remove the Y pipe. If you ever have trouble with these, just spray some silicone lubricant on it. With the Y pipe out of the way, it's very easy to get to the drain plug for the transmission. Unlike the transfer case, the transmission has a magnetic drain plug, so make sure you clean it really good before you install it again. Now I'm going to lower my floor jack just a little bit so I can start removing the transfer case. I haven't removed the catalytic converters just yet, so I gotta be careful here so I don't lower it too much because the catalytic converters can hit the frame. First, I'm gonna remove the transfer case cable. And on the top of the transfer case, there's an electrical connection to disconnect. And a vent hose. I'm going to put a jack stand underneath the transmission so I can slide out my floor jack and slide in my transmission jack. Then I'm going to swap out the jack stand for the floor jack so I can have more flexibility with moving the transmission up and down. I'm going to secure the transfer case to the jack stand with a chain. Don't want that falling off the jack or that's going to make for a pretty bad day. Next, I'm going to remove the 6 nuts to secure the transfer case to the transmission. On the right side, there's a couple rigid lines and some wiring that are attached to the transmission and transfer case that have to be freed up. Now that I have everything disconnected and have the 6 nuts removed that secure the transfer case to the transmission, the transfer case is ready to come off. Now all I have to do is slide the transfer case back to clear the transmission output shaft, but that can be easier said than done because it can get cocked a bit and jam up on the output shaft, so you just got to make sure you have it perfectly lined up so it slides back smoothly. And that's it for the transfer case. Please check out part 2 of this project where I continue with the removal of the transmission. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe.